What are some of the challenges involved in running a company in this space?
I mean, there's plenty of challenges. There's plenty of really enjoyable moments. I think as a female and mom, I think I've had 2 kids while running Pymetrics, and I actually started Pymetrics when I was a single parent. So balancing child rearing and running a company is always interesting. I mean, we were just talking about how I have a 6-week-old right now, and when you're traveling, and we met in London a couple of days ago, so I had to fly from New York to London, and I'm still breastfeeding, and you have to hide under a blanket while you're while you're basically producing food for your little human at home, and storing it in bottles and doing all sorts of crazy things with it. It's definitely a challenge to balance all of these different moving parts. And again, I'm not complaining, because I'm very fortunate to be a woman who's running a technology company. And I hope that, it shows other women who are thinking, can I balance this? Can I juggle this? That you can do it, although it does take a village, as they say. It takes a small village of people, be it both at work and at home, that can really help you balance all these things out. But yeah, I think that right now, that's probably the challenge that I'm most faced with. So
I can imagine. And
yeah,
obviously your co-founder is also a woman.
Yep.
And there's quite a lot of stuff out there about the challenges for female entrepreneurs to get investment. Mm-hmm. How have you found that?
Yeah, people always ask me that, and I think it's a hard question to answer, because there have definitely been times that I strongly suspect that that investment didn't come our way because of my gender, right? I'll give you a perfect example. On our last Series B, where we ended up raising 40 million, so we were very excited with the outcome. We got a rejection letter from a VC firm that went something along the lines of like, "You're amazing, your team is amazing, the growth of the company is amazing, the financials are spectacular, the market, but there's just something that we couldn't put our finger on that, led us not to invest." And I was like, oh, let me give you a multiple choice. Is it that I'm female? Is it that I'm female? And again, you don't know, maybe it was something else, right? You can never really put your finger on it. But obviously when you get things like that, you start to think, oh, maybe that's what it was. Other times that I'll never forget, somebody said, oh, Frida doesn't seem like, she didn't exude that confidence that we expect to see in entrepreneurs. And anyone that knew me sort of like their jaw fell and said, really? Have you spoken to Frida? So I think it's just, maybe it's a different form of, I don't know, maybe a man goes in there and acts differently. So I do think that, if you look at any of the research, MIT put out this study where, men got funded with the exact same pitch at twice the rate women did, and so on. And there's lots of research to back it up. But on any particular instance, I have never been able to say, oh my goodness, I definitely know that it was because of that. And quite frankly, I think we've been very fortunate. I mean, I'm, fortunate, and obviously, we had a great product. And I also think I benefited from having domain expertise, right? Because I had, a whole career before me as an academic that I could lean on and say, look, I kind of know what I'm doing here. So I think all of those things played into it.
In this series, we will be speaking to a range of senior leaders who are pushing a data-driven and digital HR agenda. Make sure that you subscribe via your podcast app of choice, and also via our YouTube channel for free and regular interviews with the digital HR leaders of the future.